Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Patience and I wanted to come at you guys with a little new one. So in this one we're going to be going over the next phase of the Mass Effect. If you didn't know, we did the Mass Effect Eden Prime, which was the previous episode. In that episode we uncovered quite a lot. We saw that Eden Prime is actually the, I guess you could say, the birthright place of humankind when taking into consideration leaving Earth and finding a new place to migrate to or immigrate to. That would be Eden Prime. Taking that into consideration, it was also mentioned on the Normandy that 30 years ago humans had conflict, war as it were, with an alien race called the Taurians, and this war actually created a negative kind of bitter kind of attitude with the humans against the Taurians. Seemingly we haven't seemed to have forgiven them so easy, and you can hear that when I converse with a lot of the people aboard my darn vessel. Taking that into consideration, I would advise that you go and watch my previous video, but as this is a recap, it was a Taurian again that attacked Eden Prime, and so obviously this is creating embers of the past to kind of spur those negative feelings once again, but bringing it to the forefront as it was hidden. So this again is not good luck, so it kind of does make sense why a few of the I guess you could say employees aboard my vessel, the Normandy, had negative feelings towards Nihilus, who was somewhat assassinated, assaulted, shot in the back, and he died because of a team player that's supposed to be a member of my team as well. So this is something that we want to kind of uncover in this episode. I personally believe that we gathered a lot of evidence against that tyrant that went to Eden Prime and tarnished our home with artillery, weapons, etc. So we want to try and find out if we can find a resolve in this episode. So I'm going to go ahead, get that loaded up so we can proceed with this right now, guys.
I can't tell the aliens from the animals.
So as we can see here, this is the Citadel where we left off from the previous episode. If you ask me, the Citadel reminds me a lot of Orison from Star Citizen. As we progress through the structure, you'll get a better understanding of what I mean by that. But anyway, this is me going through some logs, and I'm able to see that there's kind of like a mission, so it's stored in my journal that I can get back to at a later date. But now on the Citadel, what we're going to find is that it's not actually just managed by humans, guys. We're going to be invited into other alien species, and that's where we get to understand how the galaxy is kind of fashioned to be for us. So here's a few aliens here. I'm not going to converse with them at the moment, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time conversing with them, but we are going to get to cover a lot with the lore of the not just the Citadel, but some of the alien species, as I briefly get to converse with them every now and then. So we're about to converse now, guys.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be...
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Safiria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
So we can see that not all alien races are hostile towards humans. We actually do have a friendly relationship with aliens. We can see they're integrated within the Citadel, and that's obviously another aspect that's going to take fine fruition in the future as we progress through the storyline. Something that I can't wait to bring out for us. So as you can see, the Citadel is quite neat. It's clean. There's no graffiti. There's no nothing looks tacky or out of place. As you can see here, we got more aliens. The textures aren't really so great. I won't say they're much of a pickup from the original, but I'm also inspecting a lot of goods here, which I wish the BioWare team had kind of expanded a little bit more, because I would have liked to have been able to expand inspect more things with my inspection tools, and gather even deeper information about what I was taking notice of, so as to help me later on in the verse. The more things that I inspect and uncover, is the more the story opens up. Unfortunately, they didn't go with that route. They just literally sugarcoated the content and left us to go running around as we did back in 2007, just with sweet graphics. So I don't think that was a good idea. I don't think that was nice, especially considering that
Wonder if anyone ever
when this was released, it cost about £80 to £90 if I'm not mistaken, and that's just financial value. It also costs value on our hardware, guys, because it's like 90 to 80 gigabytes, and I've seen it cost up to 120 gigabytes as well. But anyway,
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
So are you a person or a program?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three Council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Do you know anything about Spectres?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC. but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Pallen's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy. The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Salarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Why weren't they made a council race?
The Council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
That's pretty damn arrogant.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist.
So I just wanted to kind of showcase that here was a little bit more of the lore, guys. We was brought into the understanding, or we was acknowledged, or given the knowledge of the CSEC, specters, embassies, and obviously the Citadel. I believe we even briefly touched on the Citadel Council. So we get, and obviously here we got the statue of another alien species. So right away we're introduced into a lot of species, not just humans. Obviously we get to see the beautiful structures that they created. There's no mystery that there's aliens, guys. So we know who the aliens are. We're now mixing and mingling with aliens, and the lore goes a lot deeper than that. Obviously we got a Vina now that can tell us directories and crucial information about the lore of alien species, etc. And we're gonna be bumping into that AI a little bit more later on, but it's also nice to know that it's not just aliens and humans, but we are dealing with AI structures as well. That was like a hologram AI, and then you had the synthetics that we had earlier that we was fighting against, and some of the other alien species, like that little buggy thingy that we see standing there, that kind of looks robotic as well to me. So taking that into consideration, comparing that with Star Citizen, it is unfortunate that we haven't really seen any alien species in the verse as of yet. I personally reckon we're more likely to see humans become aliens before we actually shooting at and blasting at NPC aliens on ourselves. I would like to see more integration of artificial intelligence at another level, because right now I feel like we're dealing with like Super Mario. The same kind of scripting that you find in Mario is the same kind of scripting that we'll find in a lot of these titles. It is 2025 now, guys, and so as you can see, the textures here from the original have not really enhanced a lot. It doesn't look like she's actually wearing drapes. It looks like they just kind of you know, pulled her flesh out a little bit more and decorated to make it look like it was clothing that she actually put on, but it obviously is not convincing enough. But so taking into consideration that this did take a lot of resources out of us, both financially and I guess you could say hardware, via our hardware, because it was 120 gigabytes at most. It is quite disappointing that the BioWare team didn't go the whole 9 yards and expand the verse a little bit more so that we could explore regions that we've never been before, and kind of you know, explore the lore a little bit more intimately, rather than just leaving us to go at it exactly like how we did back in 2007, you know. So yeah, so this is another bit, the story side quest. They actually do have a point, and this is something that we're gonna get to discover here. This one called Shiara. A consort. I actually try not to get too close to the consorts. I don't want to get the wrong idea about my relationship with them. Obviously, I'm a Ashley fan. Ashley is one of the hottest chicks on the planet, at least as far as aspects goes. I believe she's like an Israeli kind of chick, and so that's where my loyalties lay at the moment. We are obviously getting close with other alien species at this point.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he spends his days in Cora's den, drinking and spreading lies about me. If you would speak to him as a fellow soldier, I believe he will listen to you and let the matter be.
I don't make any promises, but I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Commander. That is all I can ask. Appeal to his sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him to stop spreading lies about me, I would be very grateful.
So she's going to want us to do a little bit of missions for her, which is pretty neat. I can't wait actually to get round to those. A lot of the missions that we find in this episode is actually going to be more like a filler episode, because the next episode is where we're going to get the guns out and start the story is going to start revealing itself to us a little bit more. But what you will find is a lot of the side quests that you find in this content actually lead to beneficial places. You know, it's not like you accept a side quest here and you complete it right there. It can come to fruition like way down the line, and you know, to the point where you almost forgot about it, and then you're like, oh wow, you know. So I think that was something that they did that was pretty amazing. You actually kind of you know, it's almost like it's damn near as real as it gets, and the way that they do this, the presentation of the Citadel at least, it kind of goes beyond Star Trek. We start getting into that kind of Star Warsy kind of feel, where especially when we get to the point where we get to meet the Council. Here we're going to meet someone else who's also very crucial to how we will approach missions in the damn near future, guys.
What's this? One of the Earth Clan. Ah, a very famous one, yes? You are the one called Shepherd. The tale of how you survived the great tragedy on Akuz is truly remarkable. I am amazed each time I hear it.
I don't like strangers keeping tabs on me.
Forgive me, Earth Clan. My name is Barla Vaughn. My job makes it necessary for me to keep informed. I am a financial advisor to many important clients here on the Citadel. When someone as important as yourself arrives on the station, I take notice.
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic finance is incredibly complex. A mix of laws and regulations from dozens of interstellar economies. I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. For a fee, I share my expertise. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone to conduct business without drawing unwanted attention. Discreet and efficient. That's my motto.
Sounds pretty shady.
Everything I do falls completely within the bounds of interstellar commerce law. Even so, many of my clients would prefer their transactions remain undisclosed. For example, suppose a Hanar ambassador was petitioning the Council to reduce tariffs on Hanar goods. How would it look if he had money invested in a Hanar exporting company? Even if his true motives were to help his people, he would be accused of advancing the petition for his own personal gain. I can keep his personal finances private.
What's it like living here on the Citadel?
The station is without a doubt the greatest wonder in the galaxy. It is a technological marvel, but its true splendor goes much deeper than the hull and engines. From the Presidium to the wards, the entire station is a testament to the success of the Council. All the species of Citadel spaced together in a single strong community.
I should go.
So Boulevard will be the guy that we go to get information, it seems. He knew who we were. His little situation there where he was tucked away, I think was quite an interesting spot because it was so easy to get to. He obviously knows a lot about people, but buying and selling information seems to be his game. So hopefully we'll be using him in the future. But we'll see how that pans out for us, of course. Again, that was yet another alien species. But we're also going to come into a little bit more of the lore, guys, where we get to learn about more of the Citadel and some of the instruments that we use to get here.
What's it doing?
Please do not disturb the keepers. Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 2. You are standing near the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most recognizable and important structures. Behind me is the spectacular Relay Monument, a scale model representation of a Prothean mass relay. To your left is one of the Keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see Keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The Keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
Tell me about the Relay Monument.
Discovered by the Asari who first arrived at the Citadel, the Relay Monument is one of the station's most interesting and controversial features. What is the meaning behind this striking piece of art? Is it a tribute to Prothean vanity? A reminder of their conquest of the galaxy through mass relay technology? Or perhaps it is a symbol of unity, a Prothean acknowledgement that the relays would eventually lead other species here to the Citadel. No one can say for sure, making the Relay Monument a favorite topic of discussion among academics and scholars.
I'd like to know more about the Keepers.
Little is known about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance of the entire station. Citadel regulations protect the Keepers against interference during the performance of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties. Keepers can be seen in all sections of the Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
Any particular reason there are so many Keepers in this area?
The Keepers do not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however, that the tower houses the Citadel's primary control systems. Many of the station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the Keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The Keepers also make frequent appearances in the Council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
That's all for now.
So here we learn a little bit more about the relay monument, which is in Mass Effect terms as a Star Citizen or jump gates. It would be how we get around in the verse of Mass Effect. We use relays. So the relays, once you touch one, you're able to ping to another place, which I thought was a relatively good idea, especially way back there in 2007. I love, obviously, the armors. Some of the armors that you can find in Mass Effect look very similar to that you can find in Star Citizen as well, especially some of the heavy armors you might see the Torians wearing especially. But as you can see, strong vibes of Orison here, guys. At least that's what I be feeling, and I kind of dig it my darn self.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the Council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Come across anything I should know about?
Saren's a Spectre. Most of his activities are classified. I couldn't find anything solid. But I know he's up to something. Like you humans say, I feel it in my gut.
I think the Council's ready for us, Commander.
So like I was mentioning, the humans and the Torians had quite a lot of conflict in our histories. So our intertwining has not painted a pretty picture at all. So 30 years ago we had that war, and it seems like now we're having to well, we've had a nice little meet up with another Torian yet again, and so our system doesn't seem to be, from a human perspective, a pretty safe one, because we've got Torians all over the place, practically you know, holding law in their own hand, but they seem to be playing both sides of the fence. Are you corrupt? Are you good guys? Are you good guys? Are you corrupt? We just don't know. So here we go, about to figure out what the true situation is, and if we've got the evidence.
Of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard, the one who let the beacon get destroyed.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason: to exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
We need to deal with Saren ourselves.
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
He's a Turian. I don't want him on our side.
Not all Turians are like Saren. If he can help, we need to find him. I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
I'll take care of it.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game, and the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue, like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the Ambassador's office if you need anything else.
I like the way how both Captain Anderson and Adina kind of walk off at the end there into like almost nowhere, because if I'm not mistaken, there's nowhere to go from there. You can't get to their offices from there. Taking that into consideration, now that I think about it, if you play Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3, I think there may be a way for you to get to the offices from there. If that is the case, my bad, I could be wrong, but pretty neat nonetheless. Anywho, getting back to the matter at hand, we get to see that the Taurians are playing a strong role in a lot of these kind of like crimes. We met that one that was just by the steps with one of his counterparts, and they were arguing and bickering with each other. And then, so they just seem to be quite corrupt. Obviously, Saren, I believe his name is, shot one of his own in the back, and he's working with the Geth that haven't been seen in the Veil for over 100 years, I believe it was. And obviously we saw the kind of crazy stuff the Geth were putting humans through on Eden Prime. And then we've got Taurians in the Council as well. So they've been playing like a very, very strong role, and he doesn't seem, the Taurian in the Council doesn't seem to favor us at all. What I didn't like is that neither of them, the Council members, took any of the evidence that we could have accumulated on Eden Prime. Not to mention, before we went to Eden Prime in the first episode, there were crucial evidence that was sent through to us that made us go to Eden Prime. We had a change of they changed our priorities, which was to go collect the beacon, which was #1 priority, after realizing just how serious the situation was. So we was recording video data. There were witnesses and that we could have apprehended, that I wish the BioWare team had of kind of like enhanced for this time round with Legendary Edition. Didn't do so. There were also, because we had the doctor, the nurse, and the crazy guy, we could have even videoed when we found the beacon as proof, and obviously the beacon affected Shepard in the way that it did. So it would have been nice if we kind of brought some of those people to stand trial, and to speak up in our stead, to make it easier for us to get to Saren. And that wouldn't have spoiled the story in any way. If you ask me, it would have kept the story on the same plane, because Saren could have made any kind of excuse, even at the cost of changing, voice dialogue. Not necessarily voice dialogue, but voice actors. I would have loved to have had, enhanced immersion when considering the Council, but it was just a dub over of what we had from 2007, which I thought was a serious hit. Obviously the BioWare team want to come out with Mass Effect 5. My bad, there's no Mass Effect 6, if I'm not mistaken, it's Mass Effect 5. And I'm not sure if I can really trust the BioWare team too much, because they obviously saw Andromeda as a flop. I weren't really too keen on Andromeda. They're coming out with Exodus. It has nothing to do with Andromeda, though it looks a lot like Andromeda if you ask me. Something that would have been a good continuation, like a sequel heading towards a prequel. And then you got Mass Effect 5, which is said to be a continuation of the two, Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect Andromeda. Based on how they operated with this title, and based on how they operated with Andromeda, I can't say that I'm trusting the team too well. Because I believe the fan base have a lot more commitment to the franchise than they do their darn selves. Obviously, we've seen other titles being made and developed, but some of those titles are already out. Grand Theft Auto is one of those things that look like we've seen quite a few video releases. We've seen a lot of video releases of what's another one? Gong. That's another very good title that looks like it will be coming out. We've seen a lot of video feedback from that. Ill, which is another very good one. Wolverine. A lot of these titles have been announced well after Mass Effect 5, but we still ain't seen nothing on Mass Effect 5, and I'm not sure if there's much to be looking forward to. The little intro that they gave us didn't look any much different from what we'd be looking at here, so they really do have to stretch with this one. I would say much better dialogue trees, more integration of body physics and animations. Mouth mapping. I would love to see better mouth mapping, hair movement, realistic hair textures, because the hair textures in this one doesn't look no better from what the modders did for free and put out there for the community to enjoy. There's a lot that I think they missed out, considering that this is such a brilliant title, which is why I'm here. You'll still find me on it, and I'm hoping that the CIG boys aren't like a modern day replica of the BioWare team, prepped to come out with content that look amazing, that is stunning, especially technically for its time, and then just gonna flush it down the chute because they don't really know what to do with it. So anyway, guys, it's your boy Patience. I hope you like what you be seasoning hers, and if you did, leave your thumbs and those likes and those comments down below, and if you have any queries, guys, over and out.
Hollywood, Hollywood, that's your boy, Hollywood. He puts it